Hello, AFI Movie Club. This is Alfonso Cuarón. I'm the director, co-editor, writer, cinematographer, and one of the producers of the film Roma that we're going to be discussing tonight.
Doctora Vélez.
There was a lot of preparation for this shot. It was not only about finding the right location that would replicate what was Centro Médico in Mexico, this hospital that fell in the earthquake of 83, but also the whole study to figure out the demographics of the extras that would take place here. As you can see on screen, a lot of them are from indigenous background. This is a hospital that served mostly to the popular classes.
Deme el nombre completo de su familia. Buenas tardes. Ok, ¿Gutiérrez qué?
Of course, the point of this whole thing is how Cleo, who has been working with this family for all these years, and the grandmother of the house doesn't have any clue of who Cleo really is. She doesn't even know her age or her second last name and stuff like that. Here, this one actually, we shot in the actual location. Only one building survived in the whole hospital, and it was used as a warehouse. And we took it over. Eugenio Caballero did an amazing job of putting it together one more time with the same objects from the period that were scattered around the different floors in that building.
Doctora, hola Cleo, ¿cómo se siente? No se preocupe, todo va a estar bien. Bueno, doctora Vélez, ¿a cuántos bebés ha sacado usted?
No, hombre, doctor, cientos.
The thing is that as most of the stuff in the film, I wanted, because I was the one who had the control, I was the one who knew what the film was about, but not only that, I knew the universe. And as most of it was springing out of my memory, I also had, well, the clear visuals and sensations and sounds of each one of those places. And I was blessed to work with an amazing crew in which, without reading anything, because they didn't have the script, through conversations, they were able to help me translate what I had in mind. All of these people that you see on screen are in real life what you see them performing here. What I mean is that the people pushing the stretcher, that's what they do in real life, the orderlies. Also, the doctors are doctors in real life, are gynecologists in real life. And that was priceless because pretty much they led the process. And it's very interesting with doctors, particularly with doctors that they follow a constant routine day after day in terms of procedures, is that there's always like a memory muscle in which everything happens almost as a written choreography. Another thing that they did is that they help us with the research of the difference between the medical procedures in the 1970s as from today. So here also, Yalitza, who plays Cleo, she knew, of course, that she was pregnant. We were shooting continuity. And we talked so much, and with the doctors explained what would be her state of mind, but also her physical state in terms of the amount of pain, the amount of sweat, the amount of discomfort. But she didn't know what the outcome would be. All the doctors are following the normal procedure. And what we did is that we rehearsed this scene in terms of the whole lighting, the whole positions and everything. We set up the cameras without Yalitza. And in many ways, she was already thinking about the birth scene and meeting the baby. She had never done a film before, and very soon she learned that there's a lot of what we call film magic that is nothing but tricks. So she was just thinking that someplace there was a little baby hidden, and we were going to deliver it to her to capture her reaction. What is priceless here is that for Yalitza, everything is happening for the first time, same as for Cleo. This is take one. And the reaction that you see in Yalitza is almost like a primal reaction.
Doctora,
¿Cómo se llama la paciente?
Se llama Cleo, doctor.
Porta. Cleo, lo siento mucho. Tu bebé nació muerto. Hicimos todo lo que pudimos, pero no respondió. ¿No quieres conocer?
And it was interesting. The doctors, they said, look, we have these events once in a while, and it's always very painful, and it's also very emotional for us. And that atmosphere happened all around the whole thing. The doctors said, we felt that we forgot that we were making a movie. Yalitza is amazing. She's a fantastic actor. Even in the screenplay, it was written that the doctor says, give me the baby, and she hands the baby immediately. And here, Yalitza refused to hand the baby back to the doctor for a while. You know, this is the first time I do something like this, but I discovered the amazing potential of working like this. I don't think it's for any kind of film. I think that you have to do it for a specific purpose. I always try to shoot as much in continuity as possible, just because it's way more effective with actors, I believe. It's easier for actors to ease in and do the transitions of what is going to happen later on, even though sometimes you have to, you have to be a little bit out of order. But at least I try to keep big chunks together, big temporal chunks together while I'm shooting. But it was not only about shooting in straight continuity. The whole thing of nobody knowing what the film was about. You work in a different way with the instincts of your crew, because as they don't have preconceptions of what is going to follow, just like life. I mean, you have preconceptions, you have hopes, you can imagine what's going to happen tomorrow and the day after. But in many ways, life doesn't really care so much about what you think is going to happen in a few days. And those expectations sometimes are challenged. And so the instincts of the crew were priceless for me, because when we were talking about customs or about sets, about a specific piece of furniture, they were not contextualizing it in a narrative. It was more about a period, a setting, a particular emotion. And I think that was a very, very interesting part of the process.